Hi and welcome to Ecclesfield Foundation Stage Parents Meeting. Obviously this year it's a little bit different to how we would normally run this, but hopefully it will give you a good insight on what to expect for September and your child's time in the foundation with us. My name's Miss Garnett and I'm currently the Early Years Lead and Lion class teacher.
Hi, I'm Miss Billing and I'm the Tigers class teacher.
We're really looking forward to meeting you at some of the events that we've got coming up over the next couple of months and to welcoming your children into the foundation stage in September. So obviously in foundation, it is a lot of play-based learning. We try to find out in the first few weeks about the children's interests and hobbies and try then to cater for that in the activities that we plan within our curriculum. Obviously, a lot of it is play-based and a lot of it is child initiated and going with their interests. Sometimes there are sessions on the carpet and that kind of thing to make sure that we can give at them our core teaching as well. But we're really looking forward to having your children join us for their first year in school and to work with you to help them progress and watch them grow and develop.
And the foundation stage year is such an important part because it's the first year of your child's schooling and it's so lovely to see your child develop over the year. So we can't wait to meet them. So in the foundation stage, our early years curriculum is split into 7 areas of learning. We have 3 prime areas of learning, which are communication and language, physical development, and personal, social, and emotional development. They're the 3 prime areas. And then we also have 4 specific areas, which are literacy, mathematics, understanding the world, and expressive arts and design. And like Miss Garnett has mentioned, when your child is in school, they will carry out different activities. So they'll carry out some carpet activities with us, which will work on these different 7 areas of learning. They'll also carry out their own learning in class. And as the staff team, we will go around, we'll observe your children, and we can plan and model their next steps of learning. So we work together as a team. And we work really well, don't we?
Yeah, and all of this learning is captured through Tapestry. So it's an online learning journey, which you'll get access to as well. But it's just a really nice way of us capturing those wow moments of the children, of something when it clicks. They might be, for example, in the building area, building a really nice model that then they have to adapt and they're working with their friends. So it's very much about the children as a whole and seeing what they're doing in their play and the staff being there to support and scaffold that. Obviously, this September, we have got a new curriculum that has been introduced, but the areas are exactly the same, just with different end goals to the year. But how we get the children to those end points will be very much play-based. Some carpet input, some time at tables, and making sure that they have really high quality opportunities through their play.
So in reception, as Miss Garnett explained, the children carry out different activities either on the carpet, at the table, or through their play. And we also look when the children are carrying out their learning, we call them the characteristics of effective learning. And these are all the different ways that children learn and the different dispositions that we might see and their attitudes towards their learning. So we look for how children are learning and we teach them these different attitudes. We also look for how they're playing and exploring. It's really important that children find out, they explore, and they're willing to give things a go. We really encourage the children to become resilient because that's really important through like their school life. We promote active learning, so we really want the children to be interested, concentrating on what they're doing. And as we mentioned, keeping on trying, being really resilient and really enjoying achieving what they've set out to do. I think give them a real purpose for their learning. And we also look at creating and thinking critically, so having their own ideas. And if they're making something in the craft area, they might want to adapt it and extend their learning. So as a staff team, we will go into their play, and we'll say, oh, what have you made? What do you think you could do to make it better? Could you alter it? Could you change it? So it's really thinking at that deeper level how they can play, and just to make their play really purposeful. So it's just really looking at their play as a whole.
So thinking ahead to September, just some ideas of things that you could be doing to support the children's transition into school. Obviously, some of them have had, the past year hasn't been as settled as it could have been due to the COVID situation. And I know lots of children may have missed some of their nursery time, which may have an impact on some of these skills. So it's just trying to find opportunities really so that the children are ready to come to school, that they feel confident, that they're okay separating from yourselves, to make sure that they can come into school. We will do everything that we can to make the children feel happy, feel confident in school, and we'll build really strong relationships with them from the onset to help that. But you can be thinking about things, for example, they might go to grandparents, those kind of things, so that they are having that time away from yourselves as well. Obviously, lots of relationships and social skills, so working with others, taking turns and sharing. We do a lot on what's right and wrong, and making sure that the children understand that if they make a wrong choice, it's about saying sorry and reflecting on that and considering what we could do differently next time. So they're just some things that you could be talking to the children about at home, and just encouraging that with them as well. And obviously expressing the feelings and being able to say, oh, I'm feeling sad. Obviously as staff, we always recognise if a child is feeling a bit wobbly, or they're having a bit of a trickier morning coming into school, we will make sure that we can put everything in place to support that child. But it's just them being able to tell an adult how they're feeling. And obviously it is different because they've been at nursery for like a nursery setting for quite a few years, where they're now coming to school, and they'll be here for a long time, but it is a big change for them. And just what really helps with them settling in September is having a really good routine at for bedtime, so that the children know, okay, right, first we have our dinner, then we brush our teeth and have a bath, and then we go to bed. Just making sure that they have a really good night's sleep, because although they're doing long days at school, at nursery, sorry, when they come to school, there is more expectation, there is more things for them to be taking in and absorbing, rather than it all just being play-based learning. So just making sure that those routines are in place. And then just some specific things that you can do, which many of you will already be doing. But these are just ideas of things that you can do that will help prepare them. So obviously lots of sharing of stories, lots of talking about them. If they've been to the park, talking to them about what they did at the park, just so that they can remember things as well, which will really help. Recognising and writing their own name. Obviously we only use a capital letter for the first letter in the name, so things like that you could be practicing. They will have drawers and pegs here, so with their names on, for them to be looking and recognising their name. So just anything that you can do that will help that at home would be great. Obviously just showing an interest in letters, shapes and sounds. There's no expectation that they come in knowing all their letters or sounds. That's what we're here for, to help them and teach them to be able to read and write. But just if they're showing an interest, just encouraging that. Obviously lots of counting up the stairs as you go up to bed, counting coins if they're sort of like going through your purse, that kind of thing, and just recognizing any significant numbers. They might recognize 4 because that's how old they are, or recognize 3 because that's how old they are at the moment. And then obviously when they come in September, we do start doing PE, so lots of practice from now to September of dressing and undressing independently. And I know that some children do find that tricky, and we are here to help. However, when we've got a class of 30 each, it's very difficult with 2 adults to be able to get them all dressed them. So if they have got those independent skills, that is great. Also
so lots of practice.
I know it does take time, but it just really helps them when they come in, and it helps them so that they're not getting frustrated in school.
And it can be very upsetting for a child if they are struggling to do something. So the more you practice, the more it will definitely help them.
Yeah. And with clothes, just make sure everything is labelled, because you will not imagine the number of jumpers that all look the same that we can't find owners for because they've not got names. So just make sure everything is labelled as well. Obviously toileting, with only, as a unit of 60 children, we've only got 4 members of staff in here, so just make sure that the children can go to the toilet themselves, that they can wipe themselves, that they can wash their hands themselves, because we don't have the staff to be able to support that. So it's really important that your children are able to toilet themselves independently when they join us in school. Obviously, if there is a medical need or an additional need, please make us aware of that. But for the majority of children, we would expect that they can come in and toilet themselves. And just obviously school dinners, using a knife and fork, just encouraging that at home, getting them to practice cutting things up. And we do a lot when they first come of following simple instructions, but things like Simon Says, getting them to see Simon Says, put your hands on your head, just seeing if they can follow those simple instructions as well, because it will really help with that settling in process in September.
And then there are lots of different ways that we encourage you to come into school. I mean, at the moment, it's very different to what we would normally have. And fingers crossed, we will see what happens. But if things do change, there's lots of ways that we encourage you to come into school. We really value our parental partnerships with you. So, for example, we encourage you to come in and have a breakfast morning with us. And these have always been really successful. So we'll often have like an activity on the board, and you'll share like a story with your child, for example. You'll share some breakfast, and it's lovely. And the children really appreciate it. We have regular reading mornings where we invite you in to read with your child. And it's lovely because your child can see that you've got a love of books, and that's lovely for your child to see. We also have different activities on the board in the morning. So that just encourages those 7 areas of learning that we've been talking about. We have opportunities for you to come in and produce something with your child. We often have parental workshops where we'll give you some different information about how you can help your child at home. So we have parents' evenings. There's lots and lots of different ways. And as Miss Garnett mentioned about tapestry, so you can also celebrate your child's achievements at home, because we'd love to see that. That would be lovely to see.
And tapestry is really useful just for you to see when they come home and you say, oh, what have you done today? And they say, oh, I don't know, or nothing. You can see actually, oh, I can see that there's a photo here. If you do, can you tell me more about your day? And you can add things as well. So if you, I don't know, been to the park at the weekend, or they've been on a bug hunt and found spiders, you can put photos and things on, just because we really like sharing it. And we do have carpet sessions where we look together at tapestry to see what children have been doing at home or also in school. And with the activity mornings that we do in class, it's really nice way just for the children to teach you what they've been doing in class. I know Miss Pillen said about sharing stories, or it might be a maths activity, but it's a really nice way for you to see what they're doing in school, what we're currently teaching them, and also they feel like the teacher because they know what they're doing and they are teaching you how to do it. So hopefully, if they can resume,
fingers crossed,
they are a really nice way to get involved. And then we're coming to the end, towards the end now, just to say if you've got any questions or concerns. Obviously, the class teachers, we're both here. There will be teaching assistants as well, but just day-to-day discussions. Obviously, at the moment, depending on how drop-off is, drop-off at the minute is very speedy, so there isn't always time to catch us. But we are always here. If you ring the office, they can arrange an appointment for one of us to call you, and just to inform us if there's any changes, if the child's been upset, or if there's anything, then please, we have got an open door, so please just try and get in touch with us. Obviously, if there are activity mornings and you are able to come in, we're here. You can grab any of us and just mention things quickly then as well. But also, if it's something different and it's about the school or about, I don't know, it might be a medical question or something to do with term dates, please have a look, because there are lots of different ways for you to find that information out. So you might look on the website. We've got apps, newsletters are sent out every week, and we've also got Class Dojo, which you'll be invited to, which is another way that you could see. We put class messages out on there, but also you can message us directly on there as well, which is just, rather than having to come and ring and make an appointment, it might be a little bit easier. And obviously to specific admin queries to do with payments, after school clubs and letters, you can contact the office as well. So just really an end note, just we're really looking forward to meeting the children and then joining us in September, and just this is an exciting time that we hope that the children are looking forward to as much as us, where we can celebrate and take them on their first step in their journey at Ecclesfield, and we hope that this has been useful. We will also be sending out a video just with some parts of the classroom for you to have a look at, and there are obviously lots of things upcoming over the future weeks as well. So thank you very much for your time, and we'll look forward to seeing you soon.
We definitely will. Thank you.